Mr. Loeffler, I start the recording as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
fine.
the two could not just participate today. Just that I'm gonna share the file with them.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
So there are 4 another participants, right?
아, 전화하고 있어갖고 지금.
들어오셨어요?
하이. 네, 네.
Nice
Nice to meet you.
Mr. Loeffler, Mr. Kwon was studying just in Germany, so he speaks also German.
Okay.
Ja.
Hallo, guten Tag. Ich spreche noch ein bisschen Deutsch. Habe einmal in Deutschland gewohnt.
Wunderbar.
Ja, freut mich.
Freut mich. Soll ich dann die Präsentation auf Deutsch halten?
Eigentlich.
Wenn Sie es so wollen.
Okay. So I think everybody's here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now I will try to start and to share my screen.
Thank you. Great. Works.
You can see it?
Yeah.
Fine.
We can see it, but it is not in the presentation mode. We can see it not in the presentation mode.
You can see the first slide of
Yes,
the presentation?
First one, yes.
Yes, but not in the presentation mode.
Yeah.
Perhaps you should start the presentation first and then share the screen.
Yes. Now you can see the presentation mode?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's the short agenda I prepared. I will introduce our company group in some short sentences, who we are, what we are doing. I will talk about our patented pyro bubbles, our core product we are offering, and then the area of application of pyro bubbles, especially in terms of lithium-ion batteries, fires. I think that's the most interesting point for this group. Let's start with our company. We have different companies, so we call it the Genius Group. We have an own company for development projects, own company for our patents, and the Genius technology I'm working with is for sales, and we even have our own production company. And we own the patent for the highly porous glass granules. I will talk our patent in pyro bubbles, where we'll talk about a bit later. We are quite a young company, as you can see. It was established in 2010, and we work very close with several universities and institutes in Germany, of course, for approval, for UN certifications and so on. Some of our customers, mostly known, I guess. Perhaps you're wondering about Kühne + Nagel. It's a forwarding company, as everybody knows, but for bigger projects, where companies like Mercedes, for example, wants the whole package of a solution, including logistics, we are the selected partner of Kühne + Nagel. They have an own department, battery chain, where we work very close with them. But to talk, what are the pyro bubbles? Perhaps one sentence before. If you have immediate questions, just interrupt me. You can raise the questions and I will try to answer it.
Igen, de lehet, hogy az anyát kellett volna említeni, lehet. Azt próbálom. Ja, ez is.
Now I couldn't understand. That was it a question?
Mindjárt a fejmosít és
telefonkol.
nem tudjátok mert még egy szamárkörgéses fegyvert szerettem volna egy szegény Ágiból.
That's probably a telephone call, Mr. Löffel.
Okay. Let's talk about the pyro bubbles.
Yeah.
What is it? It's a highly porous glass granule. So it's the same basic material as glass, as sand, silicium dioxide, and by a special treatment, somebody is talking in the background.
I think somebody who's talking. I think you can turn it off.
Yeah, you can mute him.
Yeah, you can mute it.
Yeah, I will mute it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and by a special treatment, we blow it up to this silicium dioxide, and by a special composition, of course, to get it as porous as possible. And you can see it on the picture on the left. So this means with this porosity, it has a very big surface. But that's very important if I talk about the impact of pyro bubbles. It's very lightweight compared to sand. It's 1/8 of sand. And of course, because it's the same like sand, like glass, it's inorganic and non-combustible. If there is no event, you can reuse it, and you have no maintenance cost. And it's definitely certified as an extinguishing agent for all fire classifications except of gas, but even for liquid fires. And you can see on the picture on the right side, you can even use it for liquid fires. We put some water in a glass, some pyro bubbles on top of it, and then inflamed toxic substance on top, and the water will not be heated at all. So other way around, if you have petrol tanks or things like that, you can cover it, or liquid fires, you cover it with pyro bubbles and the fire will be deleted. You will get the presentation afterwards, so we don't have to run through the data sheet about the pyro bubbles. Much more important is the impact. How does it work? By grouping the pyro bubbles around the fire or around the battery, you have the effect of inerting. No oxygen can come any more through, and so it prevents the formation of inflammable gas mixtures. And when I talked about the porosity and the surface, the big surface, because of the porosity, that's important in the case of an event of a thermal runaway, because the electrolyte vapor will be absorbed by this big surface. And this will be accumulated on the surface with the granules, and after the event, you easily can dispose this. And one of the most important things in case of a lithium-ion fire, of a thermal runaway, very often hydrofluoric acid will be produced by the chemical reaction of a thermal runaway. And this hydrofluoric acid, this will react immediately with the silicium dioxide, with the glass, with the pyro bubbles, and will be transformed to harmless salt, sorry. And yeah, and of course, because it's so lightweight and easy to handle, you can use it just as cushioning material for batteries, as a safe surrounding for batteries. These are, I will hurry through the first 3 applications, but just to mention it, you can use it, of course, for all kind of metal fires, even for example, magnesium fire, which burns at more than 1600 degrees. I forgot to mention the melting point of pyrobubbles by the special treatment is more than 1000 degrees. Normally, glass melts at around 600 to 700 degrees. By our special composition, we achieved a melting point from more than 1000 degrees, but magnesium burns at nearly 2000 degrees. What happens? And we had several tests. If you put pyrobubbles on top of such a magnesium fire, the pyrobubbles start to melt and they build like a cocoon around the fire. And by building the cocoon, no oxygen can come through anymore, and the fire is deleted within a few minutes. And we even made a fire test with 150 kg of magnesium, which we could delete very quickly with the pyrobubbles. And the effect, you can see the 2 pictures with the cocoa which was built by them on top of this fire. Therefore, yeah, I will talk later again. That's for metal fires. Another business field, pyrobubbles could be used in buildings to protect, for example, cable channels. In this case, for this building, we filled up the cable channels with the pyrobubbles, and we have 2 effects. One is if a cable starts to melt, fire will be deleted immediately. Not the other cables will be not affected. It will be stopped within a few seconds already.
Wow.
Other way around, if there is a fire in the building from another source, all the mechanical things, all the elevators, everything will work until the end, until the whole building is destroyed. The cables will be safe and the machinery, everything will still be able to be operated. The third thing I skip, the fireboards. I would like to talk now about our main field, and that's also our main business field, about lithium-ion batteries, the safe transportation and storage of batteries. And we all know the development, how it's going up, but not a lot of people have seen what happens if such a battery starts to react. And I have a short movie just from a scooter to give you an impression how such a thermal runaway starts and how powerful it is. That's the electrolyte vapor first coming out of the battery.
Oh. Oh my God. Oof.
Yeah. That's how it looks like, and now you have an imagination what happened in Korea recently, where the whole building was blown up with the fire. And the next movie we took in a test module from automotive and set it on fire. And then we took the similar module to one of our transportation containers we developed. We sell for safe transportation. This is the module now injected, and again some fire and explosions.
Jetzt ist Frankreich. I made more than one thing. Genau. Ja. Ja. Ja.
And when I talked about toxic gases, you can see it. Definitely what's produced, what's coming out during such a thermal runaway. And now the same module in one of our stainless steel boxes, with filtering system, with valves, and you can see it now. And you can see the cables around. We do all these tests with measurements of the temperature of gases at the battery, outside the box. And here you can see the result. Some white smoke was coming out. Inside temperature, in this case, 700 to 800 degrees. Outside temperature below 60 degrees. And that's what we have to prove with tests to get the UN certification, that even, and we have to prove it by fire tests, by independent institutes, that even after 24 hours, the outside temperature of the box doesn't exceed 100 degrees. And how does our system works for these containers, for these boxes? I have a very simple sketch. The blue part are the pyro bubbles. You fill up the box 20 centimeters with the pyro bubbles, put the battery on top, and then you fill up the whole box with the pyro bubbles. So the battery is fixed within the box. It cannot move anymore, and the distance to the outer walls are fixed. So that even during an accident of a truck, the battery cannot move. And so the whole battery is covered and fixed in the box. And if a thermal runaway appears, all gases have to move through the pyro bubbles. The pyro bubbles will take the heat, and most of the toxic gases coming out will be kept back by the pyro bubbles and filtered. Here we are talking again from the porosity. That's why we need it so lightweight and so porous, to have a big surface to keep most of these gases back. That's a simple sketch how it works for the batteries, transportation containers, which are UN certified according P911. That means critical defect batteries. And I mentioned we have to test it, we have to prove it. Of course, we do also fire tests by ourselves, but to get the certification, independent institutes have to prove and to check the results. And that's, for example, our XXL box. We sell to the automotive industry mainly. Also during a test, you can see the thermal runaway started, white smoke coming out from the valves on top. You need the valves, of course, because of the pressure, otherwise the box would explode. It's unbelievable how many energy is coming out during such a thermal runaway. And these are some bigger boxes, and we have also small boxes for smaller batteries, for e-bike batteries, for power tools, and so on. In the movie, it's a bit similar to what you have seen. And yeah, it's easy. You just put a nail to the battery and it starts. So if you have an e-bike at home and you have an accident and the battery is damaged, you should be very carefully. Yeah, and here we have such plastic boxes certified for dangerous goods transportation. And you can see the white smoke coming out, but the box is still in good shape. And after opening it, yeah, you will see the box is still in good shape. For these boxes, we put the pyro bubbles in PE bags for easier handling. The box is fine, and you can. That's how it works. And just some graphs. That's now again from a stainless steel box and a battery with 4 modules. On the left side, you can see the temperatures inside the box at the battery and outside at the walls of the box. And yeah, I repeat myself, we have to prove that 100 degrees are not exceeded. And now some products we are offering. This is a test bench for a lot of automotive companies. We developed test benches where they do the stress test of the batteries inside, so the customer can define which cables have to come through at which place and so on. And we have it in all sizes for all kind of batteries, and this is 4,200 liter. It's a quite big one, and from time to time we get the feedback from recently from Porsche that battery started to react in just a test bench, and it worked, and you even could use the box again. Different kind of transportation boxes and certified according ADR. That means fulfilling the UN regulations for critical defect batteries. All boxes are delivered with our pyro bubbles. You can see some customers using it. And yeah, that's the overview. I mentioned you will get the presentation if you like. Then you have the overview about the sizes. And we even have double-walled boxes with permanent filling between the inner and the outer wall for the most powerful batteries, and we tested it up to 100 kilowatt hours, the biggest boxes. A lot of customers, they don't know which will be the right box for their batteries. Therefore, we have a checklist. We need, of course, the dimensions and the power and the cell chemistry, and then we consult the customers which will be the right box for them, for their use. And the packaging group 2 kind of plastic boxes, we also have different sizes. The smaller ones you have seen, and we offer it in 3 different versions. One is, as you can have seen it in the movie, the basic version, the plastic box with pyro bubbles in PE bags, where you cover the battery totally inside. The second version is with the basket inside, and we deliver the pyro bubbles by a sack, so you can use it to collect smaller batteries. You just put it in the basket, fill it up with pyro bubbles. If again end-of-life batteries coming back, for example, put it in, again some pyro bubbles on top. And the third version is with a steel grate inside and a permanent filling between the outer wall and the inner wall with pyro bubbles. And of course, we deliver it with the PE bags additionally to cover the battery totally. This is the system for our smaller batteries. We offer special kind of storage boxes. For storage box, to store batteries, there are until now nearly no regulations. But of course, in case of an event, of an accident, your insurance will ask you how were the batteries stored, what have you done, and so we offer this kind of storage boxes, and they are double walled and have a permanent filling to all sides, and the lid is totally filled with pyro bubbles. Here you can see it easily, the big lid, and we have it from 30 liters up to 540 liters. So for smaller batteries, for smaller use for e-bike batteries and so on, up to automotive batteries. A special thing we offer to security and fire brigades, police departments, stadiums, that's our Bengalo safe. The Bengalos, they also burn at nearly 2000 degrees, so you cannot delete it with water. But if you take the Bengalo and put it in the pyro bubbles, they are immediately stopped within 1 to 2 minutes, and you can dispose it easily. A new product, quite new product we developed is this red box. We call it BSK1 for smaller batteries like power tools, like scooter batteries, drones, e-bikes, of course. And the special thing is you can charge your batteries inside. So we have a special breakthrough for the cables. You can see the black point and on the back. It's a special breakthrough. It will be closed immediately in case of a thermal runaway. So you can charge your batteries in a safe surrounding in-house, and most of the accidents are happening during charging. That's why we developed this box, and it's very easy to handle, to carry, to use it for transportation and so on. We also developed this blanket as a first aid. In case of a fire, you can cover the battery, and it's filled with the pyro bubbles, and it's protected against explosions. So most of the fire blankets are not stable enough. So this one is really stable and has a certain weight, and you need the weight. Otherwise, during such an event, the blanket would be blown away. And of course, you can also use it for your barbecue grill. It will work too, but we developed it especially also for smaller lithium-ion fires. And a new range, also again a new range, we are offering these transportation boxes, certified, UN certified, in different sizes, where we also have again 3 versions. The left version is just the box, and it's qualified as dangerous goods packaging for new batteries. That means according P903. The middle version, and you will see it on the next slide, has a glass fiber mat inside, and it's already certified for prototypes, end-of-life batteries, defect batteries. So we call it the yellow batteries. We have all certifications for it, and the highest safety standard is the right version, where we deliver it on top with the pyro bubbles. And shortly we will make first fire tests with the bright version filled with pyro bubbles to get it also certified according P911. And these boxes are not only just stable, they are extremely stable. They are foldable. That means this has a lot of advantages from logistic aspects, because if you don't have to carry the batteries, you save a lot of space in your warehouse. For if you have to transport a battery somewhere and the box goes back, you can fold it and save space on your truck. That's unique in the market as dangerous goods packaging. And I mentioned we have a lot of different sizes, up to the biggest automotive batteries. And to give you a short impression, the last movie, how stable this box is. So that was a short run through our company and products.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah, I try to stop. Yeah, so
Professor Lang?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, you might have probably some questions.
Yes, I have
Yeah.
I have several questions, but I don't know we have do we have time to pose questions?
Yeah, because he started like just the 10:30, so I think it's a 40 minutes one, I think. Or how long we can go on, just Mr. Löffler?
from my side, we can go on the whole next hour, but I don't know when the meeting from Zoom
Gonna
stops.
finish, huh? Yeah, okay. But start. But Professor Lang, just we can start again. Don't worry. You can shut with your question. Yeah.
Yeah, I can start with
Yeah,
my questions, yeah?
sure.
Okay, it was very interesting that this technology is very interesting for me, but I have some questions concerning the health effects of these pyro-bubbles. Are the pyro-bubbles not carcinogenic? So because they are glass particles which will be free during the fire, and the carcinogenic effect have already been investigated. Krebserzeugende Effekte von diesen Glasteilen. Haben Sie irgendwelche Erfahrung über diese oder Forschung durchgeführt?
So, sorry to interrupt. It's very quiet. I nearly cannot hear you.
Oh. Okay, now it's better?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then I asked you concerning the carcinogenic effect of the pyrobubbles.
Yeah.
Do you have some information about this? Because ich sage es Deutsch. Manchmal sind diese Glasfragmente krebserregend. Ist das nicht der Fall?
Nein, also I answer in English, so everybody.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. The big difference from our granules to all other on the market is they are made from new glass, unused glass. All other granules on the market are made from recycled glass. And these recycled granules could be contaminated. Because of other compositions inside the recycled glass, which could react during such a thermal runaway and fire. And our pyrobubbles are produced, and that's the reason why we are a bit more expensive than all other granules, because to get new glass on the market to produce the pyrobubbles, that's not easy. But that's why I really can promise there will be no contamination at all.
Okay. Thank you. You mentioned that the pyro bubbles can absorb the hydrogen fluoride. Yes, we know that hydrogen fluoride will be produced in a reaction of the hexafluorophosphate ions with the water above 70 degrees. Yeah, above 70 degrees centigrade. But above 107 degrees, also phosphorus pentafluoride can be produced. What happens with this? It can be also absorbed by this substrate.
Of course, you cannot keep back 100% of all gases coming out. That's not possible, and I joined personally different fire tests, and there's still gases coming out, of course. But during these tests, we have a lot of measurements, and you have to keep limits what's coming out. And the filtering effect is really reasonable from the pyrobubbles, but of course not 100%. That's not possible to keep back. There is also too much pressure, and you have to relieve the pressure. So otherwise,
exactly. My next question joins to this one because I have seen several fires, for example, the batteries for bicycles, and very often such a stabbing flame will be produced. Stabbing flame, that's the stechende Flamme. And this stabbing flame can blow away this pyrobubbles. It is not a